A few months ago, I received a quiet message from a man in his late 60s. He told me he had been married for more than 40 years. He said he and his wife still loved each other deeply, still held hands while watching television, still checked in on each other's health and moods like best friends. But when it came to intimacy, there was one question sitting between them that neither of them knew how to ask out loud. He said, "We're older now. Our bodies are different. I don't want to embarrass her. I don't want to do anything wrong, but I also don't want to lose this closeness we still have." That line stayed with me because what he was really saying was not just about a physical act. He was saying, I still desire my partner. I still want connection. I just don't know how to talk about it without shame. And the truth is, so many couples carry the same silent questions. They love each other. They trust each other. But when it comes to certain intimate details, they lower their voices, change the subject, or pretend curiosity doesn't exist. Not because they are immature, not because they are inappropriate, but because no one ever taught them how to talk about these things calmly and respectfully. We were taught how to build careers. We were taught how to raise children. We were taught how to manage money. But very few of us were taught how to age with intimacy, with honesty, confidence, and grace. So tonight, this conversation is not about shock value. It is not about being graphic. It is not about pushing boundaries. It is about something much simpler. It is about two adults who care for each other and want to stay close, physically, emotionally, and respectfully, without fear or confusion. And here's the thought I want you to carry as we begin. Intimacy does not fade because of age. It fades because of silence. When we replace silence with understanding, something powerful happens. Anxiety softens. Shame loses its grip. Curiosity becomes connection. And connection, real warm human connection, is something we deserve at every stage of life. So if you have ever had a question you felt too shy to ask, if you have ever wondered whether your thoughts were normal, if you have ever wanted reassurance instead of judgment, you are in the right place. Let's talk openly, calmly, respectfully. Because growing older should never mean growing distant. Welcome back to Pamela Talks, the place where we have honest, respectful conversations about intimacy, aging with confidence, and keeping connections strong in every stage of life. And today, we're gently exploring a question many adults think about but rarely speak out loud. Today, we are going to share one of the most open, gentle, and yes, slightly blush-bringing conversations that many older adults quietly carry inside, but rarely get the chance to talk about freely. It is time to bring those private thoughts into the light. When we speak about intimacy with honesty and calm, we do more than learn information. We ease old fears, we connect in a deeper way, and we understand that we are not alone in our questions or experiences. Whether you are watching from a busy apartment in Lagos, a peaceful garden in Nairobi, or a quiet retirement community in Florida, you belong here. This conversation is for you. Here is a simple truth. Intimacy does not retire. Desire does not suddenly disappear with age. Passion has no expiry date, and love often grows deeper when we care for one another with openness and curiosity. So let us move straight into today's important question, one that comes up more often than many people think. Is it safe to swallow vaginal fluids during oral intimacy? What about the taste? What about the smell? Is it normal, healthy, and acceptable? These are questions whispered in private, typed quietly into late-night searches, or asked softly in a doctor's office while looking down at the floor. Today, we will talk about this clearly and without shame. If you feel tempted to click away, I gently ask you to stay. This will be an honest, medically based, warm, and sometimes even light conversation. By the end, you should feel more informed, more at ease, and very likely more connected to your partner. Before we continue, tell me in the comments where you are watching from, your city, town, or village. I truly enjoy seeing the worldwide community we are building here. It reminds us that questions about intimacy, health, and connection bring us together across cultures, borders, and generations. Please remember to check the description later. I have placed simple and practical resources there for men and women in their mature years who want more confidence, better stamina, and a stronger sense of presence in their relationships. Let us begin with a cultural truth. Oral intimacy is no longer the hidden taboo it once was. From the lively streets of Cape Town to the quiet hills of Yorkshire, couples are welcoming it as a way to connect physically, emotionally, and even spiritually. I have met couples in their 70s who experienced it for the first time and laughed like newlyweds because it felt like opening a fresh chapter in their lives. That kind of joy is beautiful, and like every intimate practice, it deserves understanding and care. When something enters your body or your partner's body, knowledge truly matters. So let us gently explore the questions many people have always wanted to ask. What exactly are vaginal fluids? Are they safe to swallow? What affects their taste and smell? And most importantly, how do you keep intimacy not only pleasurable, but also safe, respectful, and affirming for both partners? Why do men often bring up this question? Because during oral intimacy, men directly experience vaginal fluids. They taste them, smell them, and feel them. Naturally, the mind asks, is this safe and is this normal? Many men grew up in times when no one spoke openly about these topics. Silence filled the space, often replaced by jokes, myths, or confusion. That silence can turn into shame, and shame can lead to avoidance. Women have questions as well. After menopause, after childbirth, or simply as the body changes over time, many women wonder about scent, taste, and moisture. They quietly ask themselves, is something wrong with me? My answer is always the same. Curiosity about your body is healthy. Asking questions is not weakness. It is a strong step toward better intimacy and deeper connection. So, what are vaginal fluids really? They are not random moisture, and they are not dirty or shameful. They are part of the body's natural design. These fluids reduce friction, protect delicate tissues, help support sperm movement when conception is desired, and even outside fertility, they signal comfort, safety, and readiness for closeness. Where do they come from? There are three main sources working together. The Bartholin's glands near the vaginal opening provide smooth lubrication at the beginning of arousal. The glands near the urethra, sometimes called the female prostate, can add more fluid during deeper arousal and are involved in female ejaculation for some women. The cervix also produces mucus that helps keep balance and moisture as the body moves through different stages of the cycle. Together, these fluids create lubrication that may be clear, slightly milky, or somewhere in between. It is a well-balanced system preparing the body for closeness. Taste and scent naturally change from time to time. Hormones, hydration, diet, hygiene, stress, and medications all play a part. Eating fruits like pineapple or citrus may make the taste lighter. Strong foods such as garlic, heavy coffee, or alcohol can make it stronger. Around menstruation, a light metallic note from trace iron is common and normal. A woman's natural scent and taste are not flaws. They are part of her hormonal rhythm and unique body chemistry. No two bodies smell or taste exactly alike. Sometimes taste or scent feels different or slightly unpleasant, and that is common and usually easy to manage. There are three frequent reasons. Heat and sweat trapped by tight, non-breathable clothing can affect freshness. A small trace of urine from rushed wiping or limited restroom access can also change scent. Imbalances like bacterial vaginosis, which may cause a fishy smell, or yeast infections, which can bring a bready scent and thick discharge, are common and treatable conditions. Embarrassment can damage intimacy, but knowledge helps restore it. If something feels unusual, do not withdraw in silence. Look for gentle solutions together. Hygiene practiced with care supports confidence. A quick rinse before intimacy using plain water or a mild unscented cleanser can help both partners feel at ease. Think of it like brushing your teeth before a kiss. It is not about shame. It is about care. Cotton underwear allows better airflow than synthetic fabrics. Avoid douching or harsh scented washes, as these can disturb healthy bacteria and often create more problems than they fix. Men, if you notice a change, do not joke or criticize. Choose kindness instead. Suggest a shared shower. Ask about comfort and approach intimacy as something you experience together, not something to judge. Now we come to the central question. Is it safe to swallow vaginal fluids? The short and reassuring answer for healthy partners is yes. Vaginal fluids are a natural blend of water, amino acids, enzymes, glucose, and lactic acid. They help keep the vaginal environment balanced, lubricated, and protected. In a relationship where both partners are healthy and free from infection, swallowing these fluids is not automatically harmful. In simple terms, it is generally no more risky than deep kissing when it comes to normal exposure to everyday microbes. However, there are situations where risk can exist. Sexually transmitted infections such as chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, trichomoniasis, herpes, and HIV can be present in vaginal secretions. Mouth sores, bleeding gums, or small cuts can increase the chance of transmission. The risk of HIV from oral sex is usually low, but it is not zero, especially if there are fresh wounds in the mouth. The answer is not fear. The answer is awareness. Know your health status and speak openly with your partner. Thank you for being here with me, for your openness, and for choosing knowledge instead of silence. You are not alone, and your intimacy journey is still very much alive. There is also an emotional layer that often goes unspoken. Many men quietly wonder, is this respectful or will she judge me? These thoughts can sit in the background even when desire is present. For many women, a partner's calm and accepting attitude can feel deeply affirming. It sends a quiet message of trust and appreciation. That kind of acceptance often reduces anxiety, deepens arousal, and strengthens emotional connection. Intimacy after 50 or 60 is not only about technique or performance. It is very much about safety, reassurance, and feeling accepted without judgment. Changes in taste and scent are completely normal. Bodies are not machines, and they are not meant to be exactly the same every day. Variation is part of being human, and understanding that truth allows intimacy to remain relaxed, confident, and full of warmth. Hydration often makes natural fluids taste lighter and feel more neutral. A well-balanced diet that includes probiotics can support healthy internal balance and good flora. Strong flavors from caffeine, alcohol, smoking, or heavily spiced foods can show up in body fluids, sometimes more than people expect. Hormonal changes also play a role. Around ovulation, fluids may feel more slippery and mild. After menopause, they may seem drier, thicker, or slightly tangy. None of this is a defect. It is simply biology responding to time, hormones, and life stages. The body adjusts naturally, and those changes are part of being human. Communication is the bridge that keeps everything steady. If you feel nervous about raising this topic, gentle words work best, especially outside the bedroom. A simple sentence like, I would love for us to explore oral intimacy more. How do you feel about that? Keeps the door open without pressure. If she feels shy or unsure about taste or scent, reassurance matters more than skill. Saying something honest like, I love your body as it is, or I want all of you, can create deep comfort. Feeling accepted often matters more than anything physical. Before intimacy begins, slow pacing and affectionate touch help the body relax. Anxiety fades when someone feels desired and not rushed. Even small shared habits can change the mood. A warm shower together, a gentle rinse, or simply freshening up side by side can turn nervous energy into quiet excitement. Timing can also help. Fluids often feel clearer and milder around ovulation. After menopause, hydration and diet become even more important. Some couples enjoy sharing fresh fruit and sparkling water beforehand. It is refreshing, lightly sweet, and creates a feeling of partnership. Returning to safety and science, for healthy couples, swallowing is generally considered safe. Natural fluids are mostly water, along with protective lactic acid and helpful enzymes. Contributions from glands near the cervix change with arousal and hormonal cycles. The real concern is not the fluids themselves, but infections or open sores in the mouth. Honest communication, regular testing when needed, and good oral health create the true safety net. These are practical and reasonable steps. They are about awareness, not fear, and they allow intimacy to feel relaxed and secure. Taste and scent will naturally shift over time. That is not a problem to solve, but a reality to understand. Encouraging hydration, being mindful of diet, and including a shared rinse as playful foreplay can keep things comfortable if either partner prefers it. If something feels clearly unusual for more than a few days, checking with a clinician is the wisest choice. Treatments are usually simple and effective, restoring both physical ease and emotional confidence. Addressing concerns early prevents worry from growing and helps both partners feel supported and cared for. At the center of all this is a simple truth. Intimacy in later years is not about extreme moves, novelty, or proving anything. It is about kindness, safety, and genuine connection. When you approach vaginal fluids with respect instead of fear, you send a powerful message. You are saying, I accept you fully. That message reaches deeper than any technique ever could. This is where true intimacy lives. It is built on trust, calm understanding, and the quiet confidence that both partners feel safe, valued, and wanted just as they are. For men who want to further support their confidence and physical performance, there are natural supplements that may help. Some commonly mentioned options include organic watermelon extract, which is rich in L-citrulline and supports nitric oxide and circulation. Other advanced blends may contain ingredients like masa, tonkat ali, fenugreek, nettle, and citrulline. These are often used to support erections, stamina, testosterone balance, and prostate health. As with any supplement, consistency and overall lifestyle matter more than quick results. Healthy habits, movement, sleep, and open communication remain the true foundation of lasting intimacy. As we come to the end of this conversation, I want to leave you with something simple and real. There is nothing strange about having questions. There is nothing wrong with wanting clarity. And there is nothing shameful about two adults wanting to understand each other better. Our bodies change over time. Hormones shift, energy rises and falls. But the need for closeness, reassurance, and gentle connection does not disappear. In many ways, it becomes even more meaningful. What matters most is not perfection. It is not performance. It is not comparison. It is kindness, communication, and mutual respect. When you replace silence with calm discussion, fear loses its power. When you replace embarrassment with understanding, intimacy becomes lighter. And when two people choose to talk honestly, even about topics that once felt awkward, trust grows stronger. Healthy intimacy is built on awareness, knowing your body, knowing your partner, taking care of your health, speaking up with softness instead of criticism, listening without judgment. These simple things protect connection far more than any technique ever could. If something feels good and safe for both of you, that is what matters. If something does not feel right, it is okay to say so. Consent, comfort, and care are the true foundations of intimacy at any age. Growing older does not mean growing distant. It can mean growing wiser, calmer, and more present with each other. And sometimes, the most powerful step is simply having the courage to talk. If this conversation spoke to you, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment here on Pamela Talks. And if you believe in open, respectful connection at every age, comment the word closeness below so I know you're part of this circle.